We don't need to talk about what I'm like on the weekends, and we don't need to talk about whether I may or may not have from Nick Cordonnier's phone Venmoed myself $5. Should we bool? Should we have some booling footage? What's up, everyone? We're gonna talk a little bit about us. This video is something that we like to call This Is Us. We think that it's important for people to know where we're coming from, why we want to do this.
Our platform is, one of the pillars of it is campus experience, and I think that one's really important to me because I guess when I picked Marquette, and like when a lot of students pick Marquette, you pick it for kind of the superficial things like, okay, they have this academic program I really like, they have this new dorm, I can see myself going here. But what really keeps you here is the experience you have here. So whether that be in a student organization, whether you find professors that really invest in you, whether you find people like Dan, for me, that's what anchors you here. And I think campus experience is a really big part of kind of your journey of Marquette and like the journey of who you become. And when you do things like this, it kind of helps you carry out the mission of what it means to be a Marquette student, what it means to be persons for and with other people.
I think that's something that we've tried to find, not just in this campaign, but in the past year, as we've been in MUSG, is what anchors students here and what in their personal lives, their experiences here, what is MUSG not picking up on? What is the university not picking up on? And if we're missing that, then maybe they're staying here because of it right now, but in the next year or two, if they don't get the support that they need, maybe they're going to be leaving. Maybe they're not going to be having as good of a Marquette experience as they could be having. And that is at the core of what MUSG has to be doing, is figuring out what students are missing.
For a while, me and Dan thought we were supposed to come here and we're supposed to build temples, we're supposed to do something grand and big, but that's not our role. I think our role is to lay bricks and set a foundation and do it with each other, not just Dan and I and MUSG, but with each and every student here on campus. And that's kind of why Let's Get Started is a thing, because we know things aren't going to get done in the next year, but we know we can set bricks and like set a foundation for the temples that are to come. It's a bit bittersweet, I think. How do I say this? So for those of you who know me or have met me, people like me don't typically run for something like this. People like me come here, and running for student government president is kind of like a pipe dream. Like, you don't even think you're going to make it through classes. Why would I push myself to do something like this? And I think for me the hardest part is forcing myself to accept this like type of vulnerability, but pushing myself to be a bit more courageous and lean into all of this, because there are a lot of people supporting me on campus, one of them being Dan. And I think a really hard part for me is to forge my own path and not look at what people before me had done, because I'm not them and I haven't had experiences like them. And if I try to do things the way they did it, I won't be successful. I'll fail because that wasn't made for me. And I think accepting that and being courageous enough to forge my own path has been kind of the best part of the campaign and the worst. But I think one of the highlights is doing it with Dan.
We hope that you will join us in the next week as we continue to talk with more and more students. We continue to do student spotlights. We love doing spotlights because, again, this campaign is not about us. It's not about our experiences. It's about the experiences that we're missing and the experiences that should make up what student government is. Anything else?
I don't know. What's next?
What's next? Thank you. You're so